Hello everyone, welcome to the video, and today we're going to be going over a guide on how to get the 4K badge in Season 5 of Apex Legends. So in this specific video, I wasn't even going for the 4K badge, I was just playing with one of my friends, and I just ended up getting it organically. So I do think that that is definitely the least stressful way of getting it, is just getting it while playing. You know, if you notice that you are having a good game. In this gameplay specific, I noticed I did have a good amount of damage. I had a pretty high kill game as well, so I figured towards the end I would start going for it and farming damage a little bit more, and I think that's kind of the easiest way to get the 4K badge. You could go for it, but it is very stressful. Because, you know, coming up short can be pretty annoying, and it happens a lot. But basically in this gameplay, the method I use is the very aggressive method. I think I ran like Havoc, Prowler, R9. I used a couple different weapons in the game. I think I picked up a Devotion at one point. Towards the end, I did pick up a longbow and just try to pick at people, but it didn't really work. So the method I used in this gameplay specifically is just the super aggressive method where you thirst people. Like I said, I wasn't even going for it in the beginning, so as you might be able to tell throughout the gameplay, I'm not actually thirsting anybody, so I could have been able to get probably close to 5,000 damage, or 4,500 if I was just thirsting all of the players instead of just letting them live, or finishing off the team. So I definitely could have gotten a lot more damage, and there's a lot of room for more damage if you just are going for the 4K the entire time and know that that's your goal. You can always get more damage than I would of this game where I wasn't even prepared to do it. So just thirsting everybody you see is definitely going to really pad your damage. So if you're playing duos like I was in this game and you get 15 kills like I did, you will get an extra 750 damage if you thirst everybody, and that's really a good amount. Especially like if you are pretty used to getting like 3K badges and that's like normal for you, an extra 750 damage is going to get you very, very close to the 4K, if not push you over the threshold. So thirsting is always going to be very helpful. And as well as towards the end of the game, I did ask my friend to start helping me a little bit. I used a lot of communication and just let him kind of sit back and allow me to farm the last guy, and I farmed him for damage, and it ended up pushing me over the threshold to get the 4K badge. I don't think I would have gotten it if I didn't farm this guy a little bit. So farming the last guy is definitely a very good method for getting the 4K, especially if you know, you can always tell if you're like real close to it or if you definitely got it. You know, it's most of the time you're right on point and your guess is pretty accurate. So if you think that you're kind of around that 4K range, just try to farm as much as you can so that there's no doubt in your mind that you do have it, since you can't exactly track damage in game. That would be an awesome feature if they added it, but they do not have that yet. Like I said before, this game was specifically in duos, and I think duos is decently easy just because of the fact that you can easily knock down one guy and then farm his friend. So you knock a dude, get the thirst, and then farm his buddy for a little bit, and you can really milk damage since it'll just be one guy instead of two. And I think that that is very, very helpful, but it's personal preference. You know, if you want to do duos or trios, it's probably not easier any other way, but in this specific gameplay I did do duos, and it was pretty easy. So before I end the commentary section, I do want to point out that there is actually two methods of getting it. There is the passive way as well. I did not talk about that. I talked about the aggressive way, but the passive way is basically using things like a G7 or longbow. The longbow is very, very good for this. You can really get, I think it's like 45 or 55 a body shot, but it's a ton. If you have the skull piercer, it does like over 100 damage headshot, as well as the G7 or Hemlock. These guns are very good at farming damage, so if you just sit at like an undisputed high ground location, you can usually get a ton of damage and just lay into people. But you want to keep in mind that you're not trying to kill the people, and you also don't want them to push you. So if they push you, you want to kind of back up a little bit, but you just want to annoy people. So if you're going for the passive approach, you just want to sit on high ground and poke at people basically all game. If you down them, obviously thirst them, and just poke at people the whole time, and you really do accumulate damage so much, as well as when you throw in farming the last guy or the last squad. If you do that at the end of the game, you're almost guaranteed the 4K or 3K, whichever badge you're going for. But that's pretty much it for today's video, so thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Yep.
Recharging shields.
Jump drive in position.
His boy's separate.
Using the decoy escape.
Push this guy.
Reloading.
Nice.
Downed an enemy.
That was the end of that squad.
That was a good kill.
Reloading.
This is great news. You're the new kill leader, and I'm still alive.
Recharging my shield.
Let's go down. Hold up, there's kids here. Thanks, Canyon. There's kids right on me.
Reloading. Target down. Took care of
Back
that.
Decoy escape.
Shops open, boys and girls. Recharging my shields. Hell of a time to go shopping. Mama's got you now. Recharging my shields.
No. They're probably really close. They are. He's on top.
Target here. Grenade out. Throwing an arc star.
Oh, I hit them with that frag.
Jump drive in position.
I smoked him with that frag, dude.
Arcstar out. Also right here, right in front of me.
Reloading. We took out the... Come on, I still need you.
You gotta run.
Yep, you are wonderful. Using the decoy escape.
Using jump drive.
Bam to the woozle. Sending out a decoy.
Recharging shields. Enemy right here.
One sec, healing up.
Reloading.
Woozle.
They died. They died. Leave. This way.
Recharging shields.
How many shield cells do you have?
Bamboozles for the fools. Shots fired and they're hitting me.
Warning, ring closing.
Remember who hooked you up. I've got your back.
They're close.
Another squad's attacking.
I'm burning one.
Jump drive out.
Careful.
Taking fire.
I just gotta patch myself up.
Tossing fire. Enemy down. Reloading. Charging shields.
Down. Okay, whoa, they just died. I guess that was the last one. Reloading.
There.
Target over there.
I think it's a decoy. He's moving like an idiot.
Target here.
Getting shot at.
Firing. Reloading.
Enemy down.
Taking fire. Target down. Another squad's attacking.
They
Recharging shields.
rolled them up.
Watch out, enemy there.
Check it out. Care package coming in. Okay, that must just have been the last one, because no one's revenging or whatever.
Let's get close,
Got
actually.
one spotted.
Beginning ring countdown.
Reloading.
Reloading.
Enemy down. Reloading.
Eliminated.
That. Recharging my shields.
They got
Give him
that
my
care
shield to
package.
recharge.
Careful. This boy didn't though.
Alright, enemy down.
Another squad down. We made it to the top 3.
Good shit.
Now to clean up the rest. Recharging shields.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going over here.
Round 5.
They're on top.
Beginning ring countdown.
Don't drive out. You've got a minute until the ring closes. If you want it, bag it. Enemy down. Took care of that one.
Nice kill.
Alright, these last guys, don't kill
Taking
them.
fire.
Don't kill them. No.
Bam! There goes a boozle. Something like that. Dupes the clock.
Don't even kill him. Let him go.
We've got 30 seconds to get to the next ring. If you go down, I'm not carrying you. Fire! Reloading. Recharging my shields. Open up shop and shut him down.
Fool him.
Warning. In progress.
You are coming home with me tonight. We're
Yeah, no matter
already
what, don't
inside
kill
the
this guy.
next ring.
Oh,
There'd
shit.
better be some good loot around here.
Don't kill him.
Grenade,
Don't kill him.
Sending out my decoy.
Just back up.
It's Dupes o'clock.
No, you good, you good, you good.
Recharging my
Don't
shields.
distract him. Just drop down. Just go right here.
I bet we'll find something good here.
Ring countdown.
Lucky us. We're already inside this next ring. Bam! There goes a boozle, or something like that.
Oh, I didn't mean to kill him. Fuck me.
A winner has been
Whatever.
appointed.
Hopefully that's 4K. I don't know if it is. I might be like real short. Or just like 100 damage short. Fuck.
You are the Apex champions.
I got it. Let's go, dude.